Good afternoon. Thank you for coming to Shakunthala ceremony today. I'm Shakunthala. Ravindranathan was my dad's best friend, and so we've known him for a very long time, and Shakunthala. Funerals are incredibly sad. Sad because we feel a loss. It's also a good time to reflect. It's a good time to reflect on what we have lost. And actually, Shakunthala was a really lovely human being. Always incredibly positive, always incredibly full of energy and light, never saying a bad word about anyone, but just an incredibly lovely person to be around. And that's one of the reasons we feel sad. But this should be an opportunity for us to remember her and to remember the really positive impact she's had on all our lives, really. Because we meet lots of people each day, and not everyone conveys the same amount of energy and happiness. And that's one of the reasons we do feel sad, but it should be a time to reflect what a lovely person she was and what an impact she had on us. And so I know that Ravi is incredibly touched that you all could come from near and afar to be here with him and for us to remember Shakunthala Auntie. So thank you ever so much. I'm just going to hand over now to Prabha Uncle, who's going to say a few words, and then there are a few other speakers.
Good afternoon to everybody. My name is Prabha. I'm one of his, Ravi's, his family member is for a very, very long time. And since he got married, and Sagu is also joined in our family. So I haven't got much time, so I don't want to, take too much time. But I am very much privileged and humbled to stand in front of you to say a few things. Actually, the Sagu and Ravi, we lived together, and we studied together, So when we were living together, my daughter was born that time. And they were there that time, we were living together. And since the day my daughter says, that's my godfather and godmother. So that's how, that relationship. So I just want to give a little introduction so that what I'm going to, say, or what I'm going to read, so that you can relate to that. So unfortunately, that Priya, she got married. Well, unfortunately she can't be here. So, and also her husband. So then they sent us a message, like a written thing. Priya and Sandy both wanted to say something, as they could not be here, unfortunately, but I will share a few words. Then from Sandeep, my son-in-law. Although I have only known Sagu Amma a few years, I was so impressed by her generosity, presence, integrity, and kindness. Thank you for welcoming me into the family with such love and warmth, Sagu Amma. You, Raviappa, and the Malaysian family are incredible, and I am blessed to be a part of your family now, Sagu Amma. I will forever cherish your memory in my heart. That's his message. Then from Priya, she always, says that's my, good mother. So her message, I have been blessed in my life to have two mothers. One biological mother and one who has at my birth and mothered me throughout my life. Sagu Amma, as I fondly called her, was kind, honest, and a fighter. She generously opened her home and love to so many in her family and friends. Her frankness and honest attitude to life and people gave her a natural sense of humor which was unmatched. She had an innate sense of style, flair, and elegance which I admired. She could make Primark look like a Prada. Like most mothers, she was always so proud of me and so many others I know she mothered. In 2019, my husband and I got to share her true love with her in Malaysia. My fondest memories, including drinking our favorite laksa soup together in the hawker stalls at midnight and meeting her wider family, who have now become an extension of my own family. Thank you for all your love for me at every stage in my life. Your loss has been unbearable, and I still can't get to grips with the fact that I can't see you or hear your funny stories again. But I make peace in my heart knowing that you have merged with the divine. That's her message. And also I would like to share, because both of them made a family everywhere in the world. I was thinking about it this morning. If every one of us to come to attend this thing in this, I don't think this whole is enough. So there is a friend as well as I think is very close to her. He is also away from home. So he sent a little message for me to read this. So I'm going to read that to you guys. Sagu, I am grateful to the divine for being able to share our happiness and joy since you came to UK after your marriage to Ravi. We will miss you dearly, but you have left us with beautiful memories during our get-together and special occasions. We will miss your witness and showtime stories of your experiences in Telekantan, especially Sungai, Sumun, Kampung growing up. May the Almighty bless you and keep you in His abode. Until next time, I will cherish the wonderful memories of your stay on this planet of Earth. Lots of love from me and Vaksala and my family members, Mohanan. So, and also there is another message. That's actually his wife, Vaksala. She also sent me a brief thing and asked me to read this one to you guys. My dear Chachi, you left us too soon. Please know that you were very special to us. I got to know you in 1990s, and ever since, you became my family. Sharing and caring both ways. You have left a void in the lives of many who loved you. I'm going to miss you terribly. Our gossips, chats, laughter. The fact that I never got to see you and say goodbye will remain painful throughout. Till we meet again, Om Namah Shivaya. Rest in peace, my dearest Chechi. You will meet your loved ones who have passed. Please tell Uni that we miss him. Goodbye, Chechi. So those are the messages is being sent, and also is lots in there. So we don't have that time to share all of these things. And also I just wanted to, say a couple of things briefly on behalf of everybody and my family and everything, because there's no time. Right. I just wanted to say, I want to put it in record and to say to you, Sagu, our connection with you will never go. I know she's going to ask me, Prabha, how is that? Because this is how she asks me sometimes questions. And this is how she called me as well, Prabha. So I'm going to tell you, Sagu, because we all know your password. We all know your password. Then she's going to ask me again, Prabha, how do you know my password? Can you tell me? So I'm going to tell her now. The password is heart. H-E-A-R-T. The heart. The heart. That's the password we're going to communicate with her. So we all found out that password now. So that's the one. I just wanted to share that. And lastly, one more other thing is now I wanted to tell her that you carried all of us with you all this time. Now we are going to carry you from this point onwards. Thank you, Sagar. Goodbye. All is well. Sachit Anand. Thank you.
I'm going to invite the Ram Patel to the stage.
Hi, I'm Namrata. Basically, I've known Sagu Aunty for well over 30 years. Ravi Uncle is like my second dad, and obviously Sagu Aunty definitely more than my second mum. Ravi Uncle only just asked me yesterday to do this, so most of it's just going to come as it is. She was always like spoiling us with gifts and jokes. She was telling the jokes, but obviously Ravi Uncle had the really bad ones, and he was always getting told off by her. We were joining her, telling him off as well. She loved my mum's cooking. She loved our Christmas dinners, which we're going to really miss her. We've missed her this time around because it just happened all of a sudden. Even though she was poorly in the hospital, the last time I saw her, she was still asking how everybody else is. Doesn't matter what she was going through, she was very strong, a strong lady, a pure heart. She held it together. Even though she was in a lot of pain, she always had time for everybody else and always asking how they were, how the family was. Life won't be the same without her. She's always going to be in our heart and never forgotten. And I'm sure that everybody here that's in this room and everywhere around the world have their own stories to tell and how they think about her and the memories that they held with her. We love you, Auntie, and we will always look after Uncle. Rest in peace. And don't worry, I've been promoted to tell him off if he doesn't listen. Thank you.
I'm just going to invite Rajesh Kailash to the stage.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Rajesh, and Auntie Sagu is a very, very close friend of the family. It's a great honor to speak on behalf of my mum and dad, Vali and Kailas. But hopefully I'm also speaking on behalf of all of those that knew about her kindness and generosity. I'd like to thank you all for attending the service today, and to all those watching from Malaysia and all around the world. We only have to look around us to see how many lives she touched and how far her warmth extended. I speak about Auntie Sagu as a close family friend, but to me, Uncle Ravi and Auntie Sagu felt more like family. She was a household name while I was growing up, and she'd always be visiting our house or us visiting theirs. So I wanted to share some of the things I learned from Auntie Sagu as some of the things that I feel were important to her as a person. Auntie Sagu was a hugger, and this was an extension of her kindness and her wonderful ability to make you feel welcome. She had a very special way of personally giving me a hug, and it felt like a hug that would give to someone who's part of your family. And I always remember Auntie Sagu for teaching me how to hug people properly. I learned a lot about hospitality from Auntie Sagu and how this extends especially to all those that came to her home to visit. She would always warmly offer my dad a glass of his favorite medicine. This was a simple gesture, but it showed her generosity and hospitality. Even in her last moments at the hospital, when she knew I was visiting her, she still managed to muster up the courage and energy for a warm and welcoming smile, which I will never forget. I remember that she'd always have friends and family visiting or staying at the house. Uncle Shankun and Auntie Prema would fly in from Malaysia, especially to see her. And this was an example of her strong following and huge fan club in Malaysia. Her kindness and generosity extended to all the family who used to stay at her house. And for months during term time, she was running a very popular Malaysian student family accommodation program. And this was just another example of her hospitality and how she made people feel welcome, so much that they never wanted to leave her house. She had a wonderful closeness with her family and friends, and I always remember Uncle Ravi and Auntie Sagu as two peas in a pod, and a lovely example of how two people can take care of each other. Auntie Sagu in particular extended that closeness to all those around her. She would always be genuinely interested in everything that's going on in your life and asking about you and your family and their family. They were never short conversations because she needed to know everything about everyone. And she had a fantastic ability to remember everyone's birthdays and wedding anniversaries. And it was an example of how she paid attention and took genuine interest in people she cared for. I know she wished she could have traveled more to Malaysia in more recent years. And this was especially the case for her family back home in her beloved Malaysia. But they say, home is where the heart is, and the home doesn't have to be a place. It's in your heart. Distance never stopped Auntie Sagu from catching up with her family in KL on a daily basis. And she loved to talk about her sisters, nephews, and nieces, even though she was thousands of miles away. She never lost her identity, and she'd always enjoy a little slice of kwekwe to remind her of back home. So Auntie Sagu, I hope you've been listening to all the voices and all the lives you've touched, and I truly hope that we can all live our lives with the same warmth and kindness that you have lived yours. Thank you.
ஜென்மம் நிறைந்தது சென்றவர் வாழ்க, சிந்தை கலங்கிட வந்தவர் வாழ்க, நீரில் மிதந்திடும் கண்களும் காய்க, நிம்மதி நிம்மதி யோவிடம் சூழ்க. ஜனனமும் பூமியில் புதியது இல்லை, மரணத்தை போலொரு பழையதும் இல்லை, இரண்டும் இல்லாவிடில் இயற்கையும் இல்லை, இயற்கையின் ஆணைதான் ஞானத்தின்.
Hello everyone. Now we are going to chant the Shiva Puranam. Unfortunately, this print is only in Tamil. So if you can, whoever got this thing, please join me on chanting the Shiva Puranam. Okay? I think, yeah. All of you can stand up, please. திருச்சிற்றம்பலம். தொல்லையினும் பிறவி சூழும் தலை நீக்கி அல்லல் அறுத்தானந்தமாக்கியதே எல்லை மறுவா நெறியளிக்கும் ஆதபூரங்கோன் திருவாசகம் என்னும் தேன். நமச்சிவாய வாழ்க, நாதன் தாழ்வாழ்க, இமைப்பொழுதும் என் நெஞ்சில் நீங்காதான் தாழ்வாழ்க, கோகலியாண்ட குருமனிதன் தாழ்வாழ்க, ஆகமமாகி நின்று அந்நிற்பான் தாழ்வாழ்க, வேகங்கனே விடம் வாழ்க, பிறப்பருக்கும் பிஞ்சகன்றன் பெய்கடல்கள் வெல்க, புறத்தார்க்கு சேயொன்றும் பூங்கடல்கள் வெல்க, கரங்குவிவார் உண்மகளும் கோன்கடல்கள் வெல்க, சிறங்குவிவார் ஓங்குவிக்கும் சீரோன் கடல் வெல்க, ஈசன் அடி போற்றி எந்தை அடி போற்றி, தேசன் அடி போற்றி சிவன்ச வடி போற்றி, நேயத்தே நின்ற நிமலன் அடி போற்றி, மாய பிறப்பருக்கும் மன்னன் அடி போற்றி, சீரார் பெருந்துரைனம் தேவன் அடி போற்றி, ஆராத இன்பம் அருளுமலை போற்றி, சிவன் அவனின் சிந்தையுள் நின்ற அதனால் அவன் அருளாலே அவன்தாள் வணங்கி, சிந்தை மகிழ சிவபுராணம் தன்னை முந்தை வினை முழுதும் ஓய உரைப்பணியார், கண்ணுதலாம் தன் கருணை கண்காட்ட வந்தெய்தி, எண்ணுதற்கெட்டார் எழிலார் கடலஞ்சி, விண்ணிறைந்து மண்ணிறைந்து மிக்காய் விளங்கொழியார், எண்ணிறந்தெல்லை இலாதானே நெப்பெருஞ்சீர், பொல்லாவினையேன் புகழுமார் ஒன்றடியேன், புல்லாகி பூடாய் புழுவாய் மரமாகி பல்விருகமாகி பறவையாய் பாம்பாகி, கல்லாய் மனிதராய் பேயாய் கணங்களாய் வல்ல சுரராகி முனிவராய் தேவராய், சொல்லா நின்ற இத்தாவர சங்கமத்துள் நிலா பிறப்பும் பிறந்தளத்தேன் எம்பெருமான், மெய்யே நடிகள் கண்டுன்று வீடுற்றேன், உய்யவன் உள்ளத்துள் ஓங்காரமாய் நின்ற மெய்யா விமலா விடைப்பாகா வேதங்கள் ஐயா என ஓங்கி ஆழ்ந்தகன்ற நுண்ணியனே மெய்யாய் தனியாய் இயமான நான் விமலா மெய்ஞாயினவெல்லாம் போயகல வந்தருளி மெய்ஞானமாகி மிளிர்கின்ற மெச்சுடரே அஞ்ஞானம் தன்னை அகழ்விக்கும் நல்லறிவே ஆக்கம் அழகிருதி எல்லா உனைத்துலகும் ஆக்குவாய் காப்பாய் அழிப்பாய் அருள் தருவாய் ஓக்குவாய் என்னை புகுவிப்பாய் நின்றெழும்பின் நாற்றத்தின் நேரியாய் சேயாய் நனியானே மாற்றம் மனங்களிய நின்ற மறையோனே கறந்தபால் கண்ணலோடு மெய்கலந்தாற் போல சிறந்த சிந்தனையில் தேனூறி நின்று பிறந்த பிறப்பருக்கும் எங்கள் பெருமான் நிறங்களோர் எந்துடையாய் விண்ணோர்கள் ஏத்த மறைந்திருந்தாய் எம்பெருமான் தன்னை மறைந்திட முடிய மாய இருளை அறம்பாவம் என்னும் அருங்கயிற்றாற் கட்டி புறந்தோர் போற்றெங்கும் குழுவழுக்கு மூடி மலஞ்சோறும் என்பது வாயிற்குடிலை மலங்க புலனைந்தும் வஞ்சனையைச் செய்ய விலங்கு மனத்தால் விமலா உனக்கு கலந்த அன்பாகி கசந்தில் உருகும் நலந்தானில்லாத சிறியேற்கு நல்கி நிலந்தன்மேல் வந்தருளி நீள்கடல்கள் காட்டி நாயிற்கடையாய் கிடந்த அடியேற்று தாயிற் சிறந்த தயவான தத்துவனே மாசற்ற சோதி மலர்ந்த மலர்ச்சுடரே தேசனே தேனார் அமுதே சிவபுரனே பாற்றமாம் பற்றறுத்து மாரியனே நேச அருள் புரிந்து நெஞ்சில் வஞ்சங்கட பேராது நின்ற பெருங்கருணை பேராதே ஆரா அமுதே அளவிலா பெம்மானே ஓராதார் உள்ளத்து ஒளிக்கும் ஒளியானே யுருக்கியன் ஆறுயிராய் நின்றானே இன்பமும் துன்பமும் உள்ளானே உள்ளானே அன்பருக்கு அன்பனே ஆவையுமாம் அல்லையுமாம் சோதியனே துன்னுருளே தோன்றா பெருமையனே ஆதியனே அந்தம் நடுவாகி எல்லாமே ஈத்தன்னை ஆட்கொண்ட எந்தை பெருமானே ஊர்த்தம ஞானத்தால் கொண்டுணர்வார் தன் கருத்தின் நோக்கரிய நோக்கே நுணுக்கரிய நுண்ணுணர்வே போக்கும் வரவும் புணர்வும் இலா புண்ணியனே காக்கும் என் காவலனே காண்பெரிய பேரொழியே ஆற்றின்ப வெள்ளமே அத்தாமிக்காய் நின்ற தோற்றச் சுடரொளியாய் சொல்லாத உணர்வார் மாற்றமா மையகத்தின் வெவ்வேறே வந்தறிவார் தோற்றனே தேற்ற தெளிவை என் சிந்தனையில் ஊற்றான உன்னார் அமுதே உடையானே வேற்று விகார விடக்குழம்பி நிற்கிடப்ப ஆற்றேனும் ஐயா அரணேயோ ஒன்றென்று போற்றி புகழ்ந்திருந்து பொய்கட்டு மெய்யானாய் மீட்டிங்கு வந்து வினப்பிரவி சாராமே கள்ள புலக்குரம்பை கட்டளிக்க வல்லானே நல்லுருளின் நட்டம் பயின்றாடும் நாதனே இல்லையில் கூத்தனே தென்பாண்டி நாட்டானே அல்லற்பிறவி அறுப்பானே ஒவ்வொன்று சொல்லத் சொல்லி திருவடிக்கு சொல்லிய பாட்டின் பெருணர்ந்து சொல்லுவார் செல்வர் சிவபுரத்தின் உள்ளார் சிவனடிக்கு பல்லோரு மேத்த பணிந்து திருச்சிற்றம்பலம்.
Just going to call Rabbi Uncle to come and say a few words.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming today. For my wife, Shakunthala. We have been here for the last 32 years with her. She took care of me and she knew every moment of mine, and same way I knew her as well. Lately, she has suffered a little bit, but now I know she is in a better place as she. Thank you. I wish her everything. She is in a better place, and we are all in mourning for her today. Thank you.
We're going to say Om Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya.
Yeah, everyone stands up just for a minute. We'll just say Om Namah Shivaya together. So, Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om
Om Namah Shivaya. 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 Om Namah Shivaya.
So just wanted to say thank you all for supporting Ravi and his family. He appreciates it incredibly. I think if Saganti was here, she'd be really grateful that you all came and for all the love you showed her. And I think she'd be really keen that you continue to keep an eye on Ravi, make sure he's okay. There is food at the church where we started off at, and so we'd be really grateful if you could come back and get something to eat. So please feel free to join us. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Yeah.
தொல்லையிரும் பிறவிச் சூழும் தலை நீக்கி அல்லல் அறுத்து ஆனந்தமாக்கியதே எல்லை மறுவா நெறியளிக்கும் வாத ஊர் எங்கோன் திருவாசகம் எனும் தேன் திருவாசகம் எனும் தேன்
என்னாளுடைய சிவனே போற்றி எந்நாட்டவர்க்கும் இறைவா போற்றி என்னாளுடைய சிவனே போற்றி எந்நாட்டவர்க்கும் இறைவா போற்றி
நமச்சிவாய வாழ்க நாதன் தாழ் வாழ்க நமச்சிவாய வாழ்க நாதன் தாழ் வாழ்க இமைப்பொழுதும் என் நெஞ்சில் நீங்காதான் தாழ்வாழ்க இமைப்பொழுதும் என் நெஞ்சில் நீங்காதான் தாழ்வாழ்க கோகழி ஆண்ட குருமனிதன் தாழ்வாழ்க கோகழி ஆண்ட குருமனிதன் தாழ்வாழ்க ஆகமம் ஆகி நின்று அன்னிப்பான் தாழ்வாழ்க ஆகமம் ஆகி நின்று அன்னிப்பான் தாழ்வாழ்க ஏகன் அநேகன் இறைவன் அடி வாழ்க. ஏகன் அநேகன் இறைவன் அடி வாழ்க.
நாடுடைய சிவனே போற்றி எந்நாட்டவர்க்கும் இறைவா போற்றி. எந்நாடுடைய சிவனே போற்றி எந்நாட்டவர்க்கும் இறைவா போற்றி.
வேகம் கெடுத்து ஆண்ட வேந்தனடி வெல்க. வேகம் கெடுத்து ஆண்ட வேந்தனடி வெல்க. பிறப்பறுக்கும் பிஞ்சகந்தன் பெய்கடல்கள் வெல்க. பிறப்பறுக்கும் பிஞ்சகந்தன் பெய்கடல்கள் வெல்க. புறத்தார்க்கு சேயோந்தன் பூங்கடல்கள் வெல்க. புறத்தார்க்கு சே